Hi, Mariva and Chris. Hope you guys are doing well and had a great weekend. I'm at Thistle Ridge, and actually I wondered why this neighborhood sounded so familiar. I actually sold a house down the street earlier this year. My clients absolutely love it. According to them, the trail is going to be extended to, I believe, go to Thistle Ridge Park down the way. I'll double check that with them. But they love the walkability to the park, and there is a playground at the front of the neighborhood, big yards, all of those good things. So they're really having a great time living here. Doesn't necessarily mean that that's for you, but that is just their experience. Clearly the yard is a lot better than the one on Downing, so thank goodness. You do have a 2-car garage. You've got brick and you've got vinyl siding. They all look to be in good condition. Vinyl siding may need some cleaning, but doesn't appear to have problems, at least as far as I can see so far. This is the neighborhood. So you do have your sidewalks, Mariba. You are at the back of the neighborhood, which is a lot of people like. There's this looks like it goes around, but there is, if you go down this street and make a left, that is a cul-de-sac. So like I said, you are at the back of the neighborhood. It's super quiet. You can't hear the road noise. You do come off of 106th Street, which at this point in this area isn't super busy anyway, but it's about 106th and Hegg. Yeah, it's not super busy. There is the interstate out that way, but again, you can't hear it. So at least from my perspective. Let's go inside. So you've got a front stoop here, I guess you could put one chair, but definitely more for planters than it would be for anything else. You do have electrical out here, as you can see. So if you wanted to put lights for whatever reason, you could definitely do that. Minimal landscaping, but that gives you guys some, what's here looks manicured, and so that gives you guys opportunity to put in what you want. This tree does not look dead to me. I see some buds on it. Obviously it's winter, so I can't tell, but that it looks completely fine, and clearly, I mean, you might want to cut some branches down there because they're going to rub on your shingles, but really, as it looks right now, low maintenance. So you're going to enter in here. Looks to be some sort of laminate flooring. This is how you enter. So you've got a little space for a table if you wanted something here. Obviously there's an outlet if you wanted to put a lamp, and then you've got a coat closet to the left. Okay. One thing to note about these homes, and it's very typical in the particular age that this home is, more often than not, they don't have overhead lights. Obviously they do in what is considered kind of the dining room area. And clearly there's electrical, so you could get an electrician to run it. If overhead lights are important to you, rather than just doing solely lamps, that's something that you're going to have to work into the budget. I don't think it's that expensive, but it is, an expense. So again, you've got laminate flooring here. Looks like newer vinyl windows, guys. I'll double check to make sure that they are all, sometimes people replace them as needed, but they look in good condition to me. And then this technically would be a dining space if you so choose. This would be kind of an additional living space. You probably could fit 6 here. You could tilt it probably to fit 8 or to extend that table. And of course you've got, depending on how you place your furniture here, you've got that ability to extend out this way. But I would say comfortably 6 on a normal day. And again, depending on what kind of buffet you have. So to the point that I just raised, these are actually the original windows. They're wood. I don't see any problems with like thermal panes. It's not the cleanest, but I would normally see film if there was a thermal seal issue, meaning that the inert gas that is in between the panes is giving out and giving away air and efficiency. I don't see that here, so not a big caution, but at some point you may or may not have to replace those. And again, I mean, there are plenty of homes, and Chris, in Broad Ripple, that have original windows that are just fine, and sometimes they're built better than the vinyl. Just wanted to make you aware of that. So you can enter from the dining room into the kitchen. You've got electric appliances here, stainless steel with black and laminate countertops. You do have a lovely view of the backyard, so as you guys are washing dishes and prepping and all of those things, you could be watching the kiddos in the backyard, which is always nice. And again, wood windows, but look completely fine to me. I mean, that's why we get an inspection, but superficially they look fine. Dishwasher, all of those good things. You do have this additional living space here. So again, kiddos or friends, if you wanted to put a TV above the fireplace, it is a wood burning fireplace, but if you wanted to put a TV above it, you wouldn't want to put it directly on the mantle because it's going to get hot, but you could put it up here. That is my understanding anyway. We'd want to double check that, but this is the family room. And then you can, again, see the kitchen, little desk situation here. I'll just tell you, because I've already been through it, there's definitely wear and tear, guys, on some of the cabinets. Clearly you can see it here on the floors. Nothing that, a lot of what I'm seeing is cosmetic, so it's nothing that can't be overcome. It doesn't, at least at this point, I'm not an inspector, at least at this point, doesn't seem super crazy, but just wanted you to be aware of that. Here is a closet, as you can see. Just kind of, this is probably what they would have considered your pantry. Okay. But there's also another closet here that you could extend. Honestly, guys, you might be able to even take out this wall. And again, I'm spending your money before you're even in the house, but you might be able to take out this wall, leave this bulkhead, and make this one big pantry if that would make sense for you. They've clearly used this as a partial storage, partial coat closet from the garage, but it's however it works for your family. Here is the guest bath, and I like it because it's pretty tucked away from kind of the living space. I mean, I guess not really here, but it's kind of tucked away. It gives privacy for you or your guests. Here's what could be a mudroom. They've clearly used it as kind of a semi mudroom, and it extends to your, or the washer and dryer, the laundry room. So this is not in the basement. Mariba, thank goodness. Could put a table here. They had a sink. I was like, why is that there? They probably had a wash sink, or at least plumbed it for that. So that's why that's there. So if that's important to you, that you could totally do that. I am, and I know that I kind of said I'm only seeing cosmetic. I am seeing some humping a little bit, just slightly on the floor here, and maybe in here, if you guys can see it a little bit. I'm not sure exactly what that is. When I went to the basement, it looked dry, but and that would be something for the inspector. But it's kind of like right in the middle, and it kind of slopes, and I really only see it back here. So starting from this wall back, there's just like a little bit of a slump. So Again, I didn't see it in the basement. We'll go down there and I'll confirm that I didn't see it in the basement, but it is something of note, something that an inspector would likely be able to give you more information on. Here is the garage. So you've got a 2-car garage, obviously, as you can see. Might want to add another step right there if I were you. And then you've got probably your no, just like a storage situation here. And then you've got an entrance from the side yard here. Okay. Into your garage. So it really is a traditional 2-car garage. There's not much of a bump out. I don't know how much stuff you guys want to store, if you're planning on mowing your own lawn or things like that, but just, you know, something to consider. You do have a pull down attic space here. There likely is a little bit of storage up there, but it's much less functional than one would think. And you also have your electrical box here. Okay. So, all right. So again, coming in from the garage, this is what you see. There's obviously that's gonna be how you're gonna enter in most often. Okay, so before we go to well, you know what? We're just here. Let's go to the basement. Okay, so here are the stairs down to the basement. So it's in a little hallway between your main living space and then your family room space. Here is your stairs down to the basement. This is so it's a partial basement, partial crawl. So this is gonna be your, how a handyman or somebody would get into or a foundation person would get into your crawl space. That is normal. So the carpet looks, honestly, it looks new or newer. I don't see a dehumidifier, as I had mentioned. There's a drop ceiling here, just so you guys are aware. So, you know, you can definitely, it's easy to change those panels, you know, because some of them may be a little bit discolored or whatever. I am seeing this here. If you can see that, and you can see this, and you can see a little bit of rust, and this is bowing out a little bit. That tells me that there may have been water, and it may honestly, guys, have been, and you can see a little bit of spots here, there may have been an old leak from either the bathroom upstairs or the laundry room. So again, that may be because of all of this. I can't really tell what's bowing and why, but that at least gives me some indication that there may have been, you know, some challenges before. Whether or not they're still active, we don't know. Again, that's what an inspector would hopefully let us know. Here is a room in the basement. So Chris, this could be your office if you wanted to, or it could be a playroom for the kids or whatever. It is not technically a bedroom. It does not have a closet nor an egress window. So it really is whatever you want it to be. Just if you guys are selling it, you know, for resale, it would not be a bedroom. It would just be an additional room. And again, you guys can see here, I don't see as much of the rust, but I do see a little bit of bowing there. And a little bit here. And here's the thing. I mean, the house is not new. We do know this. And so there are things that happen. And whether or not those things are going to create an issue for you, we don't know. But we do have to, you know, just be mindful. And I just wanted you guys to be aware. So this is going to be basically mainly storage. So it's partially insulated, partially not. And then this is going to be where your mechanicals are. So it says 2007 is when this was installed. Life typically is about 25 or 30 years. You can lump it along a little bit longer. Obviously, you would want to make sure that you always had it serviced. You do have a water heater here. Didn't find a date on that. And then you've got a water softener. Looks like you have some sort of sump pump perhaps, but no battery backup as far as I can tell. And then you've got a radon system here, which is great, especially with small children and with a basement. And it's basically at 0. So 4 picoliters per mil is kind of that threshold as far as being safe or not, so you're well below that. And those typically have, a lifetime warranty, but always could contact radon away if you notice that it was higher than 4. So there is that. And then you do have, to finish out the basement, you do have some under stair storage here. Feels like the basement was the carpet at least was put in fairly recently, only because the door, at least that door, tugs a little bit, which means that it wasn't installed at the same time the carpet was. It probably precedes the carpet. Okay, so again, this is kind of exiting from the basement. You do have this really nice window here, and then you're going to go up the stairs. One thing I do like about these stairs, guys, is because of the way that it's open, it's going to be a lot easier to move things like mattresses than something, and they're basically, there's a little thing here, but they're basically straight up. So again, that makes it easier when moving. As I mentioned, wear and tear here and here. So again, nothing that can't be overcome, but it is something to know. Okay, so if we go left, we come to the shared bathroom for the kiddos and guests. I'm assuming you guys have a guest room up here. Original linoleum, probably original counters and countertops and fixtures. Yeah, you can see, again, rust here, but like it was built a while ago, so I'm not shocked by it. Probably some caulking that needs to happen around the shower, and up to you whether or not you want to change the fixtures. One thing that some people like and some people don't is that the master is away from the guest bedrooms, or at least on the other side of the hallway. So you've got a nice size master, definitely king size bed, a dresser here, king size bed, two nightside stands, nice, and again, wood windows, but look in good condition. This is your what you face in your backyard. Kind of vaulted ceilings here that just make it feel a lot grander. And then you're gonna go to your ensuite bath. So separate toilet, shared closet, probably attic / crawl space access here. So don't be alarmed, that's normal. Garden tub, and again, it looks like LVP here. It does look like the carpet up here has also been replaced, probably at the same time that the carpet in the basement was. So they at least did something, so that's good. Original garden tub with shower. If you didn't want the garden tub, what I've done in my house, and I know a lot of my clients have done, is extended this shower and put a glass block here so that you didn't have the wood that was exposed to moisture or some sort of different type of window there but still has privacy, of course, if you wanted to extend this all the way out. Or if you like to soak, then you don't do anything. There's that. And then, original cabinets and countertops. But functional, for sure. Okay, so, again, this feels more open because of this. Here's the first bedroom. Probably could fit, definitely bunk beds, probably a double in here, but you wouldn't be able to, it would be tight with both a desk and a dresser. So I think that you'd have to do one or the other, in my opinion. And then here is the closet. So it extends back this way. It's not walk-in, but it is, does have some good space. Here is the second bedroom. So this, honestly, may be the same size as the other one. It just has this bump out here, so it just feels a little bit different. There is discoloration here. I don't know if that would come out with cleaning or if it is a permanent stain, but just something to note. Again, as I mentioned before, none of these, I think the master actually did, but none of the other bedrooms have overhead lights or fans. So you'd have to add that. Similar closet as the other room. Sometimes and I'm sure you guys have gone through this with your kids or what, but it's nice sometimes to have similar size rooms so there's not an argument about who gets the bigger room. But that's just been my experience with my clients. There's a linen closet. And then here is the last bedroom, which, I mean, again, the dimensions are different, but doesn't look horribly bigger than the other ones. Maybe a little bit bigger, but yeah. And then this one has a bigger closet than the others. And then again, attic access up there. Just if you have a handyman or somebody, a contractor come in and wonder where the attic access is. Okay. Now, let's go. That's it up here. Let's go down. We saw the front yard. Let's just go down to the backyard so that you guys can see. And again, yard space front and back is much better than Downing. So, I think that that's super positive, or at least it's a positive upgrade in that regard. Okay. All right, here is the backyard. As you can see, it is not fenced, but they do allow fences here, so great. We'd have to get a plat map, but what I would assume is that these trees back here are much more of an easement. So I'm not 100% sure if you're on this side of the tree or you're on the other side of a tree, other side of the tree. I mean, that dip down there definitely tells me that that's an easement with, the electrical stuff, but where your property line is, I'm not 100% sure. So if you guys wanted to put in a fence, you would need to get some sort of, surveyor location report. Again, neighborhoods like this typically have a plat map, but since I wouldn't want you guys to move your fence, it would be my recommendation to get some sort of boundary survey or surveyor location report, just to make sure that you guys have the fence in the right place. Again, if that's something that you guys want to do. Here is the back of the house. And then this is on your neighbors, so you definitely know that you're this way. But again, in neighborhoods, as I'm sure you guys are aware, have an easement between you and the next house, and you and the next house, and you and the next house. So, yeah, okay. And this is this. All right, well, I will send this over to you guys ASAP, and then you can tell me what you think. Talk to you soon. Bye.